Whether or not Donald Trump wins the election, lenders will expect his businesses to pay back an estimated $900 million in the next 4 years, an alarmingly accelerated timetable that involves more than twice as much debt as the president previously indicated. In order to emerge unscathed, Trump will likely have to engage in a series of high-stakes, big-money transactions, deals that could produce arguably the biggest conflicts of interest that an American president has ever had to face. About half of the debt coming due from the start of 2021 to the end of 2024 is secured against assets that the president and his children own outright. He will have to pay back loans against his hotel in Washington, D.C., his golf resort in Miami and his tower in Chicago. He'll also have to sort out the debt against Trump Tower and Trump Plaza in New York City. The rest of the loans are held against 1290th Avenue of the Americas in Manhattan and 555 California Street in San Francisco, office buildings in which the president has a 30% limited partnership interest. Those properties currently have a combined $1.5 billion in debt against them, and Trump's indirect share of their liabilities adds up to an estimated $447 million. As a limited partner, however, he presumably has less control over those obligations, as well as some protection if the properties fail to pay back their loans. You know what limited means, limited as to liability, Trump explained in a 2015 interview with Forbes, adding, "Where that is good as in bad times. If the world collapses, I'm not responsible for putting up any money." But make no mistake, the loans still have an enormous effect on his business. Trump's interests in 555 California Street and 1290th Avenue of the Americas are the two most valuable holdings in his entire portfolio. The amount of money he can extract from them depends largely on the amount of debt they carry. Right now, the California skyscraper is encumbered with a loan of an estimated $541 million, expiring in September 2021. It's the first in a series of loans set to come due in Trump's second term. The president's business partner, publicly traded Vornado Realty Trust, owns the other 70% of the building and is in charge at the property. It's currently pondering what to do with the debt, having announced in June that it was considering recapitalizing the building. If Vornado decides to sell, it would likely have to take a steep discount. After all, investors aren't exactly clamoring to make big bets on office space these days. The potential conflict: maybe someone would be interested in paying top dollar if it meant pushing a large sum of money toward the President of the United States. If Vornado instead decides to refinance, it may not be able to secure its desired appraisal. On the other hand, big banks might be eager to help the president extract a fortune from the property.